Hi wonderful people, you are welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be looking into how to make this beautiful lace fabric. Yes, we are going to use it to cut and sew a long gown, lace gown. Yes, it will be a free gown. So our fabric is folded into 4. That means we are cutting the front and the back together. And I went ahead to create a starting point, or you can call it the shoulder area. Yes, a starting point or the shoulder point. So I made it a straight line. Like so. So what next I did was to find out the full measurement of the material. So the full measurement of our fabric for my client is 60 inches. 58 inches is the actual measurement, while 2 inches will be for joining at the or folding at the lower hem and at the same time at the upper area. So I went ahead and find out or measure out the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement of my client is 16 inches. Once you divide 16 by 2, we have 8 inches. So I came down 1 inch for our shoulder slant or shoulder slope. So I went ahead and find out the width of our neckline, which is 4 inches. For the back depth, I came down 1 inch. So I curve it out like so. So the way from our neckline, I came down for the front depth. I came down 3.5 inches. So I connected it all the way up to the neckline, and I as well curve it like so. I came in 1 inch before curving it out to give it that actual curve. So I connected the shoulder slant all the way to the neckline area. So what I will do next is to find the armhole. So the armhole of my client is 8 inches. That's the same shoulder measurement divided by 2. So I connected it all the way to meet a shoulder slant. I came in 1 inch at that angle. I connected it all the way to the shoulder slope. So I took out the bust measurement. The bust measurement of my client is 38 inches. 38 divided by 4, I have 9.5 inches. I went ahead and added 2 extra inches for allowance. 1 inch will be for ease, while 1 will be for sewing allowance. And at the same time from the shoulder, I came down to our waist measurement, which is 16 inches. So I went ahead and divided 36 into 4. I got 9 inches. I connected it all the way to the armhole. So all the way still from the shoulder, I came down for the hip length, which is 25 inches from the shoulder line. And at the same time, divided the hip circumference, which is 11 inches, that is 44 into 4. So I went ahead and added 2 extra inches. So all the way from the hip, I connected to the waist, just in that shape. So I went ahead and used my pattern master to curve it out, to give it that hip curve, just like so. So all the way from the hip, I'm going to connect it. After curving it out, I connected it all the way down to the hem of the lace material. So I'll curve it. I'll create that straight line all the way up to the hip and to the armhole. So that's the way I'm going to cut it. So I went ahead and cut out the back, neck depth, the shoulder slant, and also all the way down to the armhole. So here we have our front and the back bodice. So what I will do now is to, or what I did rather, I went ahead and removed the back bodice after notching at the hip area. So I removed the back bodice so as to enable me to work on the front bodice only. So this front bodice, what actually is the difference between the front and the back bodice is that on the front bodice, I'm going to cut out the neck depth. It's always deeper, though depending on choice, but it's always deeper, and also on the armhole area. So these are the two key areas where one can work on the front bodice. So also for the armhole, I came in ½ inch after I marked the center point. So all the way from that center point, I came in ½ inch inward. So I trace it from that ½ inch from the armhole up to that half inch, just the way you see me do. So I went ahead and cut it out. Yes, because the front armhole is always deeper to allow easy movement. To allow easy movement. So here we have our front bodice. Yes. So I went ahead and joined the front bodice and that of the back bodice together. After which I'm going to close it at the shoulder area. But before that, the back bodice, I'm going to create a slant, an opening. Yes, just the way you see me doing it. This is the back bodice. So I came down 4 inches from the from the neckline. I came down 4 inches. So I'll give it this slant just the way you see me doing it. So it's going to have an opening where I'm going to put the button and at the same time the button hold. So I'm going to use this bias, just the same color. Yes, it's always good to use the same color of bias to close the neck area. So I'll use it to close it up just the way you see me doing it. Just that way. I'm going to stitch on it and turn it to the other side and close it up. And at the same time, I will also do the same on the front bodice. after which I will then close it at the shoulder area. So I've done that. So here it is. See how it looks. Yes. So what I went ahead and did was to create or cut a tiny stripe for a buttonhole. So for the length is 3 inches, while the wideness is just 1 inch. So I went ahead and folded it this way. So after folding this way, I'm going to stitch on it all the way up to down. So it will be in this form. I will then insert it. I'll then put it right, either left or right. It depends on your choice where you want your button or your buttonhole to be. So all the way from at the wrong side, I will stitch it. I'll place it at the wrong side, then stitch it on the right side. Then the other side of the opening, I will insert the button, and I will buttonhole the other side as well. So that's that for our buttonhole and this slit. So after that, I went ahead to close it up. So all the way from the armhole, remember we left 1 inch for joining at both sides. So I will close it all the way from the armhole, 1 inch, all the way down to the hem of the gown, leaving some space, because remember it's a free gown, but at the same time it's not too free because we only left 1 inch for ease. So from the hem of the gown, I came up 19 inches in length for our opening. That's for easy movement. 19 inches on both sides. So I shocked it down. So that place exactly is going to be open. It's not going to be closed. So right now I've joined the sides of our gown. See how it is, see the opening as well. So what I'm going to do next is to fold all round, just the way you see me doing it. So I'll fold it ½ inch in, then fold it again. So I'll stitch on it starting from that point all round. Yes, once I get at that joint area, I'll also continue to the other side. So also at the hem area, I will close it the same way, but remember we added 2 inches for hemming, so at the same time close it up using 2 inches all the way around. So for our sleeve, I went ahead and folded our lace fabric. So here is the style of our sleeve. So from the shoulder we have a straight sleeve, while from the elbow it will be a long strip. I'm going to cut a long strip, which I'm going to use it to pleat. So that means it will have pleating from the elbow. So starting from the starting point, I came down 4 inches, and from that 4 inches I came in 8 inches, which is our armhole measurement. I went ahead and added 1 extra inch for stitching allowance, and I gave it this shape. That is the armhole shape, S shape. So all the way from that point, I took out the length of the sleeve, length which is 13 inches. So I went ahead and chopped it down. So from that point, I measured out the round sleeve, which is 14 inches. 14 divided by 2, we have 7 inches. I went ahead and added extra 1 inch for stitching allowance. So I went ahead and cut it out. So this is for our basic sleeve. So guys, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please kindly do, okay? Just click on that red button and also click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. So I'll go ahead and cut the second sleeve using the first one as a sample. So I went ahead and notched it at that point, which will rest on the shoulder. So what I will do next is to cut the stripe. So for the stripe, the length depends on the material that is available. So you could make yours be as lengthy as you want, because the more lengthy it is, the more folding or the more pleating it will have. So I use the remaining fabric that is available to cut out the stripe, the length. Why the wideness or the wideness is 7 inches. By the time I'm going to fold it in at the lower hem, I will be left with 5 inches. So I've cut out the long stripe and I went ahead and cut it from one end. So one will serve for one sleeve while the other will serve for the other sleeve as well. So this is how it's going to look. Yes, once it's been gathered together to the basic sleeve. So I'm going to gather it all the way to into the basic sleeve. So I'm going to do this and show us the final look of our lace gown. Yes. So thank you so much for watching to this point. Just please subscribe, okay? Click on that red button. It doesn't cost a time. Also hit on that bell, okay, to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you so much. Bye.